Long-term engagement is key to making sure you have a customer base that keeps coming back time after time, which is why your newsletters are crucial to your overall email marketing strategy. But if you're sending out emails monthly, weekly, even daily, how do you know what to actually include in them? How do you know what the heck to say? And that's what we're going to be going over today. Let's look at 3 tips to keep your audience engaged in your email newsletters. Plus, let's look at what to do when engagement starts to fail. So stopping a problem is a lot easier than fixing it once you already have it. So let's look at 3 ways to keep your audience engaged through your newsletters. And the key here is I'm talking about your newsletters, not your sales emails, not a super special promotion campaign or a launch campaign or an automation sequence. I'm talking about those emails you send on a structured basis to keep your audience engaged and paying attention to you, because you are sending those, right? Tip number 1 to keep your audience engaged in newsletters: keep it interactive. I encourage brands to offer plenty of opportunities to have customers interact with you in a way that's not purchasing. So encourage them to reply to your emails, to answer a survey, to play some fun sort of game, or to tag you on social media or comment on a post. Anything that gets them used to and normalizing talking with you, interacting with your brand in some way that doesn't revolve around them forking over cash. And this is a really fantastic way to build trust and connection, especially over the long term. In the future, when those sales emails do come down the funnel, they'll be more willing to purchase from you, a trusted brand. So let's say you have a beauty brand, an e-commerce store. Okay? You could send them a BuzzFeed style quiz that's sort of fun and interactive and helps them choose, what their favorite color palette is or something like that. If you're a service provider, maybe encourage them to reply to you with a question that they have, and then you take all of those questions and answer them in an FAQ, email, or video or something. But you have to actually make sure you do something after they interact with you. Anything that's really getting these people to enjoy and get something out of interacting with you is a great first step to improving email engagement. Number 2, and this is where people often mess up, focus on value. And now I know a lot of people sort of throw this word around and they think they're creating valuable content, but really you're just sending promotional emails. That is not the same thing. What I like to do is remember, if this was the first newsletter that a subscriber sees, think, what are they getting out of it? And why is it making them want to open the next one? Make sure you're providing value in terms of education, in terms of useful information that they can apply, maybe free resources they can use. It needs to be something either entertaining or actionable. Entertaining is helpful because it helps them dissociate and just enjoy a lovely little moment with somebody in a crazy world. Things like resources or tips are really helpful because they can then apply those directly to their life as long as they're relevant, right? Basically, every newsletter that you write should be worth opening. They should be able to get something out of it. And if you're doing that, then I'm sure you're going to be keeping your engagement up. Tip number 3, work on your hooks. Now, I know everybody's familiar with hooks in terms of your subject line or your preview line or, those first 2 seconds in a social media video. But I think it's more than that, okay? Because people don't have a good attention span in general. So when you're writing a really lengthy email or you're sending them emails constantly, you need to make sure that every part of that email is rehooking their attention as you go down. I like to focus on having at least 3 hooks, one in the beginning, one in the middle, and one in the end. This way, you're able to keep your audience's attention throughout the email, and at a minimum, at least they'll read those 3 lines. Now, let's say you've been doing your best. You've been trying everything you can to keep your emails engaging, to keep things interesting, and engagement is still slipping through the cracks. So how do we fix this? Let's go over 3 ways you can come back from a low engaged audience and improve your email quality, your deliverability, and your audience's engagement level. Tip number 1, reassess. If what you've been doing is no longer working, then we need to think about how to do things differently in the future. Because we can't keep doing the same things we've always been doing if we see that it's no longer working. My suggestion is to go back and look at which emails did really well. By did really well, I mean either they have a really high open rate, a really high click-through rate, a really high number of replies, okay? Not necessarily purchases, because those are more for the sales emails, but we're looking at just the newsletters, right? So look at which one did really well, and then look at which one did really bad, really poorly, and see what the differences there are. And if you've been getting consistently lower performing emails time after time, then we need to look at the overall strategy and really think about what you're providing to your customers and how we can make it helpful to them for the long term, how we can make it more sustainable. So step number 1 is really just your wake-up call. Step number 2, to fix an unengaged audience, you need to segment your list. Segmentation just means sorting different subscribers in different categories. For example, you have people who, for the last 90 days, have opened up emails. You have subscribers who click on every email for the last 30 days. You have subscribers that haven't seen or opened an email in like 6 months. Those would be 3 categories of people that give you different levels of engagement. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to start phasing these people out, okay? Because if we know they're not interacting with you, they're not opening up your emails, they're not clicking through anything, they're not purchasing anything from you, we need to just let them go. And I know what you're thinking. You're saying, I worked so hard to get these leads, and now you're telling me to just let them go? To just not worry about them anymore? And yes, I am telling you that. Sometimes in life, we just need to let people go. And that's okay. It wasn't a great fit. Now let's focus our time and energy on the people that will interact with you, on the people that do love your brand. So segment your audience into different lists based on how much they're interacting with you. And if you want, you can set up a sunset flow. This basically just means you tell these people, hey, I noticed we're not really vibing here. If you want, the door's right there. More than welcome. Thank you for being part of this journey. But if you want to stay here, I need you to interact in some way. I need you to reply to this email. I need you to answer this survey. I need you to do something. This way, you can sort of shake those people that really do maybe want to be here. They just have been busy. And you filter out the people that they're just ghosting you. Finally, the last way to fix an unengaged audience is to offer some incentives. So think about, could you offer them a coupon in exchange for some sort of interaction? Could you offer them a freebie? Can you create a guide that would be helpful for them? Think of like a lead magnet, but to re-engage the people that you already have. I think it works really well if you make your subscribers feel special and you say, hey, I appreciate that you've been here with me, so I want to give this gift to you. It's a great way to just make them feel appreciated, to make them think about you again. And if you're giving something away, they'll get used to opening those emails once again. I think this works really well if you tell them to do some sort of small action in exchange for that freebie or incentive or whatever. So that can be something small like comment on a social media post, answer this 3-question survey, reply to me with your opinion on the product, a review or something. Anything that's like a really small action that's not going to take them that long, but is going to be a great way to get them used to interacting with you again, sort of re-puts them back into that main funnel where they're nice and happy interacting with you. Personally, I really like the option of leaving a comment on a social media post, especially if you tell them it's a specific word, because not only does that then boost your visibility in other areas of your business, but it's also a really easy thing you can automate with a tool like ManyChat. So you can sort of set up a quick little funnel like that, and it's a great way to have your audience stay engaged with sort of minimal time investment on their part. But like I said, prevention is a lot easier than fixing it once things have gone wrong. So try to stick to the first 3 steps, first 3 tips I have to keep your audience engaged, and then we'll come down to these problem-solving methods only if it's necessary. I truly believe it's worth investing in high-quality newsletters, especially for your business's long-term sustainability. You want to make sure you're really building up an engaged audience that's loyal to you and that's not in it just for that one-time 10% off coupon. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about how to engage your audience, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me grow and create this cool content for you to teach you more about email marketing. I'm Kevin, the founder of Sensi Marketing. I help people understand this whole marketing thing and make it just a little bit easier. So if you want free weekly tips and resources on how to improve marketing in your business, make sure to subscribe to my newsletter in the description below. Thanks.